everybody, it's Everything ASMR, and today I'm doing something a little bit different. I'm not going to assume you know what ASMR is today. I'm not going to assume you know what your triggers are today. I'm going to help you find your own triggers so you have an easier time picking ASMR videos in the future to help you relax. So I have a list right there on my wall, and I'm going to go through this list of fairly common triggers. I've got quite a bit on there that normally give people tingles. So this can still be a very relaxing video, so sit back, relax. Maybe you'll find out some new triggers you never knew you had, or maybe it'll all just be the same, but you'll still get relaxed by this video regardless. But let's get started. Now, definitely the most common trigger used in videos is whispering. There's a few different ways to use your voice, obviously, in ASMR that people would find more relaxing than your normal voice. Believe it or not, this is not my normal voice. Right now, what I'm doing is soft speaking. This is very, very widely used, but of course, there's also whispering. So if I start whispering, I have to get a little bit closer to the mic, and hopefully this induces some kind of tingles, but if it doesn't, that's okay too, because that's what this video is all about, trying to find new ones. But one common technique is to get very close to the mic, so this would be up close whispering. And another thing that a lot of ASMR artists do is go ear to ear. So when I talk into this ear, you hear me in that headphone, and likewise if I talk into this ear, you will hear me in the other headphone. One of my favorite triggers is whispering. If a video isn't whispered, it's highly unlikely that I will watch it from the start to finish. I don't know why. Whispering is just a very big trigger for me, myself. So, whispering, obviously the most common one. Now, most people's favorite and a very, very highly requested one, and a lot of my videos are this, obviously. Taking an object, or even your own hand, and tapping on that object. So I'm just going to tap here for a couple seconds. Right now I'm using my fingernails. It gives it a higher pitch that some people like. But some people might actually like it more on the pads of your fingers, so it sounds deeper like this. So, girls normally have long fingernails, which I do not, unfortunately. And we'll tap on desks, phones, whatever it is around. As you can see, I have age-defying cream right now. Just anything that makes a good sound when you tap on it will do the trick. So, tapping, definitely, I would say, the most requested type of ASMR video is tapping. Another very common trigger would be scratching. Same basic thing, except instead of tapping, you just scratch with your fingernails along the surface of something. Most of the triggers on this list are the ones I watch myself. Not that I left many out. I pretty much have every trigger on this list that I can think of. If I missed any, let me know in the comments and I'll try to do something with that. But most of these, I think I got most of them. I think I did. And a little known fact about me is I actually do not get tingles myself. I have never, well, at least from videos, I do not get tingles. In real life, I'll get tingles all the time from this kind of stuff, but in videos, I still love ASMR, and I watch these videos, and they relax me to the point of no return. But I don't actually experience the tingles part of it. But I recently think I've discovered that hand movements, which we'll get to that later, is something that could potentially trigger me. But let's move on for right now. Now, this is a trigger that I've never really featured in one of my own videos, but I've seen it done many times. You just get up close to the mic and blow. So. Now what this does is creates some kind of white noise effect, so pretty much all you can hear is the blowing, and it could be seen as a very relaxing effect. The same type of thing when you turn on a fan in your room to fall asleep to the noise of the fan. Okay, let's move on. This is a very common one also. Page turning. Page turning has been a very highly requested ASMR video ever since I can remember. And it's exactly what it sounds like. It's just flipping through a book and turning pages. It makes a very nice sound. I do like the sound. Alright, now this next one pertains mostly to roleplay videos. Roleplay videos are the cranial nerve exams, the candy shop roleplays, whatever you can think of. There's pretty much a roleplay for everything at this point. So, personal attention, meaning I talk to you as if you were right here with me. So I can get up close to you and say, "Hi, how's it going today?" Then of course you pretend to answer as if you're really here, and then, "Oh, that's good." If I'm a doctor, I could say something along the lines of, "So what seems to be the problem today? What brought you in?" "Oh, you're here for your checkup today? Okay. Well, I'm going to take really good care of you today, and, well, we'll get you out of here as soon as possible." So, personal attention. Now, seeing other people get touched, as in, like, there's a lot of head massaging videos out there right now where somebody will just, I don't know if you can see it, I might have to crouch down a little, just if I play with my own head. Maybe this gives you a relaxing effect. I'm messing up my hair. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but it also makes a very nice scratching noise to me. But then you can take it one step further. Let's say you want your head scratched. Now, this is very common in haircut roleplay scenarios. I come in close and I pretend to touch your head. Now, what I have here is kinetic sand. It's very relaxing to focus on one thing. Like if I tell you, just focus on the sand getting played with in my hands. All you have to do is concentrate really hard on me dropping the sand into my hand. This doesn't make much of a sound, but it's more of a visual trigger. Just watching the sand is a very relaxing thing. Playing with it is very relaxing too. Just focus on the sand. I don't want to stop playing with it now that I started. Like I said, I've done most of these triggers in my own videos, so I do have a kinetic sand video. So if watching this is something that you enjoy, I do have I think about a 20-minute video of me playing with a big mound of it, so check that out if you like this. But for right now, enough playing with sand. I'm going to move on. Alright, so getting out my trusty journal again, but this time, instead of just turning the pages, I'm going to write down a little bit of information for you, and the writing sounds that the pencil make right up in your ear should be very relaxing. And maybe this is a trigger for you. You can even do this ear to ear. Like I said, this is a very important message. Are you ready? Okay. Now, anticipation. Anticipation is a big trigger for me. I do enjoy this, and it has the potential to give me tingles, although I still don't get them very, very close. I know the tingles want to start, but they don't. It's kind of like starting a sentence and stopping it before it's finished, but you all know that it's not finished, so you're waiting. You're kind of on the edge of your seat waiting. So if I say a sequence of numbers, let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That little break there may give you tingles. I don't really know the science behind why, but anticipation, that's also a very big one. Now, ear cleaning or mic touching, either one. In a doctor video, it would normally be ear cleaning, but really what it is me taking an object and stroking the mic with it. So, this is what it sounds like when I do that. You should hear that to the point where it almost seems as if your ear is getting tickled. I know when I hear intense ear cleaning videos, it's almost as if there's actually something moving around in my ear. Now, some people might not like that, but I personally do. Alrighty. Crinkling. Now, this is definitely what I would consider one of the most sensitive triggers. Not sensitive in the sense that it gives you the most tingles. Well, maybe it does. But when an ASMR artist does crinkling, it generally is a louder sound than the rest of the stuff in their video. Like this makes a lot louder sound than anything I've shown you so far. So I have to be very, very quiet and just crinkle this in your ears. So that can be seen as a very intense trigger for some people. Now, like I said about hand movements are probably my favorite thing in ASMR right now. All I have to do is get up really close with my hands, or even far away, it really doesn't matter, and just move my hands in a relaxing, slow pattern. You just have to concentrate really hard on my hands. Maybe you find yourself dozing off into a deep, deep sleep. And some people will even get up close to the camera and touch your face. And also some people might use brushes to do so. Now, counting down. I had somebody for the first time request counting down for a video. That's pretty much exactly what it sounds like. You just pick a random number and I'll just count down from it. Since I'm just giving you guys samples of each trigger, I'm just going to count down from 10. So I can just start at 10 and count down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm pretty sure Gentle Whispering does a countdown in one of her videos. I could be wrong. I think it was Gentle Whispering, and it was definitely one of the most relaxing experiences I've ever had in an ASMR video, but that's besides the point. Maybe you like that, maybe you don't. Now, this is something I think I've only attempted once, inaudible whispering. Pretty much what it is you can read something, or you could just come up with random words in your head and pretty much change them to the point where it's not even English anymore, or it just sounds like a bunch of gibberish, but it creates a lot of mouth sounds, pretty much. And mouth sounds is a big trigger for ASMR, so it would be like, "Hey, how are you doing today? Everything about you is DVD 5-volt USB. That's old and HDMI. There's now inside my head. I wish that I could carve. Honestly, I don't know if it's because I don't do it well or because it just feels ridiculous, but I feel completely ridiculous doing that. I don't mind doing it, especially if you guys like it. So I just feel ridiculous doing it. After a couple seconds, it's hard not to laugh, but if you guys like it, request it. Anything you see in this video, request it, and I'll do a longer video of it, hopefully. I don't have much time lately, but I'll try my best. Around the same realm is trigger words, so words that are used a lot that produce triggers or tingles is sk, 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 And one of my personal favorites was used in a video a while back, and I don't know why this one stuck to me. It wasn't even a trigger word video. When this person said it in their video, it sounded very nice to me, so I've always used this one. Peppermint bark. I think it was a scent of candle in the video. Peppermint bark. Peppermint bark. Peppermint bark. Peppermint bark. Peppermint bark. Peppermint bark. Pepper 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 peppermint bark. Pepper 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 peppermint bark. Bark 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 bark. Peppermint bark. Okay, now back to hand triggers. Some people like the sticky fingers effect that tape can give you. So if I just turn this tape over to the sticky side up and just apply pressure and have it stick to my finger, it can produce a very nice sticky sound. It also adds a kind of a crinkle sound to it also. I've personally never seen a video that focused heavily on tape, so I don't really know how well this sounds. I've had this requested though, so I'm assuming it sounds pretty nice. Oh yeah, I can see how this sounds nice. Then, of course, all these triggers can be doubled up, so I bet tapping on it would give a sticky tapping sound. Alright, so simple as that. So I only have one more trigger that I can think of off the top of my head for you guys to test out, and that's pretty much any random noises. You can't really categorize them because there's so many different things you can do with random objects, such as scissors. Obviously, this one would be cutting or snipping. Snip, 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 snip. Somebody's vacuuming downstairs. Snip, 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 snip. That brings up a good point. Somebody's vacuuming downstairs, so I can go. And that could be seen as a trigger. Shh, everything is going to be okay. Shh, everything is going to be a-okay. Along in the same realm is random noises. I don't really know what to call this noise, but it could be a trigger all the same, because really, just because there's common triggers doesn't mean that there's triggers that nobody found yet. Anything can be a trigger to somebody out there. So yeah, if if you're new to ASMR, this video was to help you find your triggers, and hopefully now that you've watched this video, you can all disperse out there and find your favorite ASMR artist, or find your favorite triggers based on a search, or maybe even my own videos. I'm pretty sure I've done most of this stuff in my own videos, so you can just even comment down below and I'll tell you which video or send you a link to it. But as for right now, I think that's all I've got for you, so I hope you have a very good night. This has been